Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Grow Your Life podcast, episode number 4, where we talk about strategies for your business and your life to grow your life, improve it, take it to the next level. Listen, you're going to hear me talk about stuff that's related to business that you can apply to your personal life and stuff for your personal life that you can apply to business. I think that if these things work together, you increase your income, your reach, your ability, you can do more things and grow your life, expand your territory, and reach more of your goals. And so in this episode, I'm talking about why you need to make more money. And this is a very foundational concept, something that there's a lot of opinions about, a lot of stuff that people talk about over the years. But the reasons behind it are very simple, is that when you make more money, you are more effective with your goals, with the things, with your desires that you've laid out, the stuff that you've written down. And so I know that there's a saying a lot of people say, money won't make you happy. Here's the thing. You need to find happiness inside of yourself, not based on outside situations first. And if you're not happy inside, absolutely, making more money is not going to make you happy. That is a 100% truth. But here's another truth. When you have money, you are able to do things. This is just a fact that you can't do without more money. You are limited in your resources and your output, as well as leveraging your time, your energy, and your mind and mental capacity of output when you don't have enough money to do the things that you say that you want to do. And so you can do more things and accomplish more things. Here's the thing. A lot of times people want more money just to have more stuff. That's great. And when you get to that level, I'm sure you will buy more stuff. But anybody who is making a significant amount of money, and when I say a significant amount of money, I'm talking about at least over $250,000. That's a point where you're like, in 2019, making over $250,000 is a significant amount of money that would change somebody's life versus somebody making less than that. There's kind of a period that you cross over. And then from $250,000 to $500,000, and then from $500,000 to $1 million, there's these different milestones that you hit. And then from $1 million, it goes up to like 5 million, 10 million. At 10 million, you pretty much, it's impossible almost to everything starts to run itself. You can hire employees in every single area of your life to do things. And then above that, above 10 million, 50, 100 million, it just goes up from there. The amount of impact, the amount of reach, the amount of effect and efficacy on change and development and things that you can do in the world at those levels. But here's the thing. Yes, money does not buy happiness. You need to find the happiness and joy inside of yourself before you will ever be happy making money. However, you can do a lot more with money. It's not about what you can buy. And buying stuff is cool and fun. And like I said, you'll probably do that when you get to that level. But the thing is this. You can leverage your time better. You can leverage what you're able to do. If you hire somebody to execute something and do something that would take you 20 hours to do, and you're able to then hire somebody, create a job for somebody, you now have 20 hours to do more things. So now your 20 hours just became 40 by doing that, just with money, doing that, being able to expand and hire people to help you. It's not just about buying possessions. See, your efficacy of what you can go out and accomplish and reach is greater when you have money. You can put money behind a message, advertising, for instance. You could take a message and mobilize it. If you put $100,000 behind a video, for instance, on social media, you can purchase millions of views on that video. And if that video is something that mobilizes people to take action in a way that changes the world, quote unquote, you have now become more effective. Every single view of that video is you talking. So let's say it's a 10-minute video of you talking and 1 million people watch it. That's 10 million minutes of your life that you were able to mobilize just by putting some advertising dollars behind that. You can invest, you can purchase things that then grow and create more. The goal of creating more wealth and money, and the reason why you want to make more money and why you need to start to make more money to grow your life, and why it will start to grow your life. I'm not talking about personal happiness, personal development, feeling fulfilled and satisfied in your life. Those things you will find inside of you. And if you're not a happy person without money, you won't be with it. This is a fact. There are miserable people with money. But if you are, you work on yourself, you work on your personal development, what's inside of you, you grow yourself, you grow into the person that you're supposed to be. When you start to come up with a goal, let's say you have a goal. Let me just throw out there a really big goal that money could solve. Creating an electric car. Do you personally, listening to this right now, know how to go out there and mobilize the people, the factories, the development to create an electric car right now with the resources that you have? No. But if you have a certain amount of resources and funds, you could do that. And the reason for the electric car example is Elon Musk, Tesla. He helped start PayPal, and he took some of that money and then created his electric car company, Tesla. Money allowed that to happen. And so let's make this from a very baseline level, wherever you are right now. If you and your family made an extra $1,000, how would that impact your bills, your stress level, your focus, your time management, the time that you spend with those that you love? See, money starts to buy freedom, is what it is. Freedom to do whatever you want to do, regardless of anything else. You can choose, today I will work or today I won't. And by the way, usually most people who are entrepreneurs that work for themselves actually work twice as much and twice as many hours as somebody who's an employee in the beginning, putting in the work, putting in the effort, getting things off the ground. Because then we know that our goal is to start to leverage the income and the money that comes in to create more freedom for ourselves in the long run. And so let's say you're making $15,000 if you're younger, or $30,000 and you have a family. What would an extra $1,000 a month be? That's an extra $12,000 a year. I like to multiply things by a yearly number, or an extra $5,000. That is $60,000 a year right there. That would triple somebody's income. How would that affect you? If you're making $30,000 and you triple your income to $90,000, how would that impact you and your family? Where would you live? What would you do on a daily basis? What choices would you make? And would those choices be to sustain and then grow in that way? Listen, this is not about materialism. And for me, I've never really looked at money as the purpose of it is to have more stuff. What I've always seen is money is a tool to do more and to affect more and to expand your reach, to grow your influence, and to help other people, to help change the world, to help make the world a better place, to help mobilize. And so for you, for anybody who's on a level that is not an entrepreneur, you're an employee and you're listening to this and you want to grow your life and you're like, I just don't even know how I could go from 90 hours a week making $30,000 a year, barely getting by, to increasing my income. Well, what that is to do that, you have to usually gain new skills that you don't have already. So the first step of making more money is to gain skills that you don't currently possess. And then you can take those skills, if the marketplace is paying a value that is higher than what you're currently earning for those new skills that you earn versus the skills that you already possess, you can then shift into a new career that will pay you more because of that. And now your hours, you could possibly reduce your hours to 40 hours a week, 30 hours part-time for the same return and financial return that you're getting. So now in that sense, your time is, if you were working 90 hours making 30,000 and now you're working 45 hours and making 30,000, you've essentially doubled your income and doubled your output and your freedom, because now you have 45 hours to do with whatever you want. Let's say you're working 40 hours making $60,000. Here's the next level that people get to. And you want it to grow to 120,000 and maybe work 20 hours, work part-time. In that, you usually have to come up with some sort of leverage to where you can really increase your output, start doing some more consulting. And that's where consulting and being an entrepreneur comes in. To break that 6-figure level, you have to bring a certain amount of value that is leveraged by the amount of people that are impacted by the value that you're bringing. And so the monetary that you get, and I want to keep stressing this, the reason that you need to make more money and would want to make more money is not to buy more stuff. Is not to have more stuff for yourself. And if you have this belief that people that make a lot of money did it by hurting other people, by doing things that are unethical, and that those people that make a lot of money are not ethical people, or you have judgments against people that make money and you've made a decision, I don't ever want to be that way, you will struggle in trying to increase your income, because subconsciously your subconscious mind has a filter that is preventing you from going to a certain level because you don't want to be that way. So let's break that one down and realize, if that person was a jerk with money, they are also a jerk without money. Versus if somebody is philanthropic and wants to help people and wants to help the world around them, wants to give money to help people that are in need, give and be more charitable. They also respect their employees. They treat them with their respect. Their goal to make more money in their business is so that they could help grow the lives of those that are around them, their employees, the compensation that they offer, the reach, the people that they can impact. If that's their goal and they have integrity and are honest and kind, polite, caring people that care about the well-being of others, making millions of dollars is not going to change that. Just like if somebody was a jerk, making millions of dollars is also not going to change that. They're going to be a much bigger jerk. Okay? So the thing that you're judging that you don't ever want to be like, don't ever be like that person. It wasn't because of the money they had that made them that way. Those were choices that they made to be a not so nice human. And so if that judgment is in that sense, also look at yourself and see, what might I need to look internally in myself? Am I ready and am I prepared to have more money? And am I prepared? How would money change me? How would it change what I do? And really start to write that down. Start to write down what you would do if you had more money, what your life would look like, what the life of your family would look like, what choices you would make that would be different. Do a thought experiment. And I do this constantly. If your income quadrupled, so let's say you're making 60,000 and it went up to 240,000. What would your life look like that's different? And write those things down. What choices would you make? And by the way, it's also okay to include material things, a bigger house, a nicer car. Totally cool. I personally love that stuff. As my income has grown, I've also got a bigger house, got a nicer car. That is something that will happen, but it's not your main focus. If your main focus is material possessions, that's where you'll struggle. But the focus and your goal, and I talked about this in my very first episode. If you haven't listened to that one, the very first episode of this podcast is about creating possibilities for your life that haven't previously existed. And you need to have goals that are bigger and above your goals. So if your goal is to have a sports car and a nice house, to achieve that level right here, to go from where you are here to that level that's, 4 times above that to have that sports car and that nice house, your goal needs to be above the sports car and the nice house. If that's your only goal, you will struggle only trying to achieve material possessions. But if your goal is, how can I make the life for my family better? How could I increase my customer base? How could I get more customers? How could I help more people? How could I mobilize a movement? How could I help maybe create 5 more products? We optimize our marketing campaigns. We optimize and adjust that. We get, 1,000 more students into our program, whatever that is. The monetary goal in that is the result that comes by increasing the value to the marketplace, leveraged by the amount of people that you're impacting. Now, let me go back around here for a second as well. There's a difference between an employee mindset and an entrepreneur mindset. Okay? If your employee mindset is just making more money for the life of the existence that's right around you, the stuff you have, the house you live in, your family, that's great, and increase that. But when you go the next level above that, and this is where people need to get to, and this is why I like to tell people, take whatever skill set that you have that made you an employee, whatever skill set is valuable, that a company will pay you for, and start to go off on your own and offer those skills to people as a service business. And then that service business, you can leverage your time 3, 4, 5 times as much as you can working for one company. You could work for 5 companies or 10 companies doing the same thing as a service provider. You charge, take it this way. Let's say you're making $30,000 a year working as an employee somewhere. What if you worked for 4 different companies, making $15,000 for each of those companies? So that's less than about $1,000 a month of a retainer. Now you just doubled your income for the same work and effort doing the exact same thing you already have skill for. And you do that as a contractor. We also have this economy where companies are more willing to have you as contract labor to do that type of thing, especially if you bring value to them. And so shifting, that's kind of the cusp of shifting from an employee to an entrepreneur, is going from I clock in, I clock out, I get a paycheck, to how can I increase my skill? How can I then, if you have clients that you're working for, you add more services that then you can, charge an additional rate for. Let's say they're paying you $1,000 a month. You add a new service that's an additional $1,000 a month. Now that client is paying you $2,000 a month. This is very simple math of going from an employee to an entrepreneur. And then at that level, now you'll max out your time. Once you max out your time, then you will start to hire people. You'll start to hire people to do the tasks that are the most profit producing for you. Whatever those tasks are, let's say whatever you can direct somebody else to do that takes your time, that the actual doing of the activity isn't what's paying you, that's what you can then outsource to somebody. And there's different ways of doing that. One of the best things is, look at who you already know, who are friends of yours, maybe people that need side income that already possess those skills. You can also look on Upwork.com as a great place for technology resources such as social media copywriting, web development, stuff like that. Once you do that, you are then able to create jobs. And instead of working for 4 clients, you could have 8 clients or 12 or 20. Because now you have employees that are helping you do the task level of things. There's a difference between being a task in person and a manager, and managing the overall vision, being able to execute a vision. You're able to take your vision that you see and leverage it out to more people by then managing people who execute the tasks. And then the next level is raising up those people as leaders in your organization. And now you have second tier managers that manage people that are doing tasks. So let's say, you have 4 web developers, you need a lead developer that manages them, and then you work with the lead. This is how that works. And now you're starting to build a company. You have a company, you're an entrepreneur, and you're focused on the highest leveraged activities that produce the profit in your business. Now there's a place that every entrepreneur runs into when they're shifting from employee to entrepreneur is this thing that I'm doing right now really what I want to do forever, long term? And that's why you need to have goals that are greater than just your initial goal. If your goal, for instance, if my goal was just to have a podcast, just to have courses like this, just to do consulting, and to be honest, that's great. To be the best consultant, to be the best podcaster, to be the best course creator, my effectiveness would be capped at that level. For me, I have goals that are bigger than that. Getting into technology, getting into a number of stuff that I don't even want to really talk about on this. That's like 5, 10, 15 years down the road. This is me paying my dues into that and building a business that can help people because my goals are beyond. I'm shooting higher than just the initial goal, and yet I'm excelling at this goal that I'm doing, and then helping you guys excel at this, helping you grow in ways that I've grown. You see how this works? And then in that, my income has increased as a result of helping more people, helping create jobs, helping be more effective in the marketplace. So for instance, as an entrepreneur, let's say you're an employee and you are a graphics designer. If you could be a graphics designer for 20 companies, your value is 20 times that of a graphics designer for one company. So let's say you're making $30,000 a year as a graphics designer. You could be making $600,000 a year managing that. And then let's say you cut your rates in half. Easily a business making $300,000 to $400,000 a year, managing a team of graphics designers that work with you and work with your clients, having 20 clients doing that. That's how you are able to take what you're skilled at and then leverage it to make more money and then invest that. Now, the next phase is this. Why do you want to make more money? It's not just to have employees. It's not just to say I have a big company and good job me, I did this, and have a gold star for that. It's to then roll it into investments that pay out more, that then leverage and grow upon each other. And now, here's the thing. A lot of people are okay with, and for you, I want to stress that it's perfectly okay if you reach a level of income that you want to stop at and you want to sustain at, and you're great with your life stopping there. I don't want to shame anybody into feeling like they have to want to make more. They have to want to go to another level. If you don't feel that desire, that is perfectly okay. It is perfectly okay to be cool with making $100,000, to be cool with making $30,000 and living a life that you are satisfied and fulfilled with. If that is what you want, I don't want you to feel like it's inadequate if you don't have this goal and desire to go further than that. I've heard some people say that, and I want you to know that this podcast is about grow your life, but I also don't want anybody to feel like they have to just because I said so. So there's that right there. But if you have a desire, and I believe that if you're listening to this right now and you have a desire and you've made it, 23 minutes into this podcast, you're here right now with me listening to this. And because you've made it this far, probably further than 90% of the people that pressed play on this podcast at the beginning, it means that you are wanting to grow your life and go to another level and increase it and leverage your reach, leverage your output, leverage your work, leverage what you can do and your effectiveness in the world around you. And so your goal to make more money is to then roll it into things that are making more money on top of your money and your money paying for more money. Now, why would you want to do that? Because your goals start to expand. Your goals get bigger. Your reach gets bigger. What you can do gets bigger. And I'm not talking about leveraging it with debt either. It's great to be able to use cash and to be self-funding in a lot of these things because you're not worried about how can we pay the bills the next day. To increase your income and make more money, your goals start to expand, because now, once you check off all those first level goals, we have a lot of tiers of goals when we get to different levels. When you check off those first level goals, let's say you bought the nice house, you got the car, you have employees, you're living on the beach. What else is there? That's when you have to start thinking about, what do I really want to do now? And then you'll have bigger dreams, bigger goals. Well, maybe I want to, for me, it's always been create a video game, feature films, automotive industry is a big one for me. Electric cars, I'm really interested in, stuff like that. That takes a lot of money that is like a whole nother level above just making $1 million or $5 million. And so at that point, when you make more money, your goals start to expand. Your goals, a lot of people, I've seen them, they have these goals and they think their goals will never change in their life. That their goals are always going to be at one solid level and they will never grow and expand. As you grow, there's a line. So you're here, and as you go up, your goals will also start to go up, and they'll always be a little bit higher than where you are right now. And as those goals increase, that's where then you will want to have more money to reach those goals. And I'm not talking about creating these false idols in our life, these things that are not fulfilling, that are self-serving. Your goals, ask yourself, does this fit into my moral beliefs? For me, my spiritual beliefs, my belief in God, my belief in Jesus. Does this fit into that? What I know that I'm called to do, and I run everything through that filter. And if it does, and I know that the goals that I have, for instance, one goal that I really have is using virtual reality to create like a VR video game type time travel thing to help people with even therapy and working even through certain traumatic experiences in their past. This is something that is so far beyond what even technology allows right now. But if I could even work to help some of that, I know that it would help change the world in a big way, in a positive way. I have no experience in that realm. So for me, that's literally like a goal on a goal on a goal that I keep in the back of my mind while I'm building these lower tier goals right now myself. And so your goals will start to expand as you grow your life, as you grow your reach, as you increase your income. Your purpose will start to expand, and you'll start to hone in on why you were born. They say the two most important days in any man and woman's life is the day they were born and the day that they realize why they were born. And your purpose and what you were made for, if you don't know what that is, you will struggle with this thought of, well, why would I want to make more money? Why would I want to have more reach? Why would I want to affect and change the world and more people? I don't even know myself. And so really honing in on your personal identity and getting that clear and understanding who you are, why you were made. For me, what God thinks about me, what he says, what the truth is in God's word. And then aligning my goals and the visions that I have and running it through that filter. God, what would you have me do today? And seeking wise counsel for the goals that I have and the things that I want to accomplish and where I want to go. And then when I lay down my goals and write them down as a plan in my life, very simply, a goal that isn't written down, we have trouble reaching because it's not materialized. But when we write it down and we say, this is my goal, this is where I want to go, this is what I want to do, then your reach will start to expand, and you'll expand the world around you to fit into this. Here's what I'm trying to say here. I was listening to the book by Chris Valentin, the one that he did on wealth. Chris Valentin. My phone is being really slow too. It's actually not even typing. Poverty, Riches, and Wealth by Chris Valentin. And I'll put that in the description of this podcast. You can get the audiobook or the book. It's a really great book on this. this topic from a spiritual Christian perspective, is they've found that when people shrink their surroundings, they will shrink to fit into it. But when you expand the surroundings of somebody, they will expand to fill the areas that they're in. And so a lot of people, they've been told their whole life, play it safe, don't dream big, think small. And that keeps us limited into what we can believe and achieve and accomplish. But when we grow our territory and expand that, our reach, our boundaries start to expand and our goals start to grow from that level. And having more money allows you to do more, accomplish more, and to affect the world around you in a much bigger way than just thinking small. And so getting outside of just yourself, your own personal feelings of, it's hard for me to pay my bills. It's hard for me to pay the rent. It's hard for me to even comprehend how to go to the next level. Or, we made a lot of money once before and it all crumbled down and I don't want to go there again. I don't want to feel that again. Or let's say you make a lot of money and you're really in debt. Or let's say you've reached a level where you just have no desire to go to another level. That's where we need to start thinking not just about ourselves, but about others and how we can affect the world around us, how we can impact others. And when we focus on that, when we focus on, our friends, our family, the world we impact, our legacy that we're leaving, we then make room for that growth to appear in our life, for that growth to grow our life, to grow our territory, to increase our income, to increase and make more money. And the goal to make more money, the reason why is when you have bills and stress, it makes it hard to be creative. It makes it hard to focus on the things that you're called to do. Having money stress, even in relationships, in your marriage, can make it hard to spend as much time as you want to with your kids, with your spouse. And when you start to get more freedom, wealth is more freedom. When you have more freedom to do the things that you're called to do, that you want to do, that you desire to do, and you expand the boundaries of your life that you're living in, the world that you're living in, from a small place to bigger and bigger and bigger, your life will start to grow. And you don't want to grow. It's not about growing your life to build a mountain of possessions, but rather the influence that you have on the world around you, the influence that you have on, even just giving an encouraging word to somebody is a way to expand your influence today without making more money. You can expand your influence by doing that. Could you imagine as well the amount of impact that you could have on those that need help? People that are in lesser situations than you, that are struggling and hurting, being able to donate and give and help with charitable causes and social justice causes and things like that to help others. If you expanded your territory and your reach and had more money to mobilize and do more and accomplish more, the reason to want to make more money is to have more influence, to build a legacy, and to go out there and expand your territory and your goals greater than yourself. And when you do that, you live a life that you'll start to feel fulfilled. Now, I'm not saying that to feel fulfilled that you have to make more money. But I believe that if you're listening to this right now, that to make more money, to expand your reach, to expand your territory, to do that, you have something inside of you, something burning inside of you that you know that I need to do this. This is the calling on my life. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is where I'm supposed to go. This is what I'm supposed to accomplish. There's plenty of people that feel fulfilled that they don't need to make more money to feel fulfilled. And making more money is not where the fulfillment comes. The fulfillment comes by knowing that you're accomplishing the destiny and the calling and what you were made for. and why you were made, why you were born, that's what causes fulfillment. And for a lot of us, one aspect of that is to make more money, to then accomplish more, to influence the world around us, to make the world a better place, to help others. And when you do that, you can be more effective at the goals, the dreams, the vision, and the destiny that you have for your life. When you start to make more money, not for yourself, not even for your children, not even for what history will write about you, but rather it's a tool. And one of the biggest things that I discovered that really changed my life many years ago was this concept that money actually has no value. It actually means nothing by itself. So many of us hold so much meaning behind the money we have and what we make. Money is a tool that has an agreed upon value that other people in the world have agreed it's worth this. And so we use it as trade and to work together and to compensate and to bring compensation for the value that we bring to the marketplace. Beyond that, money is just a piece of paper. It's just a number on a ledger. Even gold, the only value of gold is the value that we put on it. And so in that sense, what I really wanted to get you to this place is this. Why you need to make more money is to get to a place to realize that the amount of money that you make means nothing. The stuff you buy means nothing. What matters is the life that you can create for yourself. The life that you know that you were called to do, to go accomplish. And, when you make a lot of money, it doesn't change who you are as a person. You can just be more effective because that's the chosen form of currency and trade in the world that we live in right now. And right now there's a lot going on with cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, that's changing our trade structure in the world. That's changing how we trade with one another. And it's funny, a lot of times they say, cryptocurrency is not worth anything. Well, neither is the paper that our money is, it's printed on, but it's the value that we attribute to it. And so often we're so focused on how can we make more money? How can we get more? That it stresses us out, that it makes us lose sight of the things that are important in our lives, that it makes us lose sight of why we're trying to make more money, what we're trying to accomplish. And when you start to get clear on those things, the why, start with why first. Simon Sinek, that's his whole thing. Start with why. When you start with the why, and you know your purpose and why you were born, what you were made for, and you're clear on your identity, making more money is just a tool to accomplish and go. It's just one tool, by the way. It's not the tool. It is a tool to accomplish everything that needs a monetary trade value to accomplish those things. And so for you, the reason why you should want to make more money is not to make more money. It's not to buy stuff. It's not to even do things. The reason you should want to make more money is it is a tool, a piece of the puzzle and the equation to having limitless potential and possibility in your life, that you can accomplish anything, you can do anything at any given time, you can choose, you can have more time. If you go on a private jet and fly across the country versus flying private, you can save hours in that time, and you're able to be more effective and be in more places. You're able to create things that have never been created before. You can create possibilities that are limitless. The reason to make more money is to create things that have never been created and to pull down into the dimension of reality all of the possibilities that haven't even been thought of yet. And that's what money can do. There's actually no reason whatsoever to make more money. to accumulate it, to make money be your focus. Your focus should be, am I living out my destiny? Am I walking out what I was made for? Am I accomplishing everything that I was born to do? And if part of that equation is making more money, then that is why you should want to make more money. And then start to learn more skills, increase your skill, leverage your time, make choices. Make choices and decisions that set you up for success. Choices and decisions that allow you to take the money that you're earning and leverage it and take action behind those decisions and put action behind that money. Money does nothing by itself without decisions and actions put in place. And when you make decisions of what you're going to do with the money, a decision that's ran through the filter of what was I made for? What is my destiny? What is my calling? What does my God ask of me? Then the money that you make runs through that filter. And the reason that you should want to make more money is purely as a tool to accomplish everything that you were made for. And in that is when you really break it down to that level as a human being, for me, everything that I do really sums up to how can I bring glory to God? For you, it might be something else. What is that heart factor of why you want to make more money? For me, I want to bring glory to God and show people that the God that I serve is great and mighty and powerful and loves the whole world. And out of that, I'm able to be the hands and feet to share and spread love with the world by earning more money, by making decisions and choices that allow me to be more effective with my influence, with the power to go out and to bring change, to affect others that are not just in my initial sphere of influence, but to expand my sphere of influence. And in that, I am then accomplishing everything that I was made for, what my destiny is. For you, that may be something different, but I have a feeling that if you've made it all the way to this part in this podcast, to this part right here, where we're talking about the only reason that you should want to make more money is to accomplish what you were made for and to live and walk out the calling and the destiny that's on your life and run everything through that filter. It is a tool to do those things, to get more time freedom, more convenience, to accomplish more with less energy. We have a limited amount of time in our lifetimes. And so with money, you're able to accomplish more with one lifetime than you would purely on your own. And in that, everybody can grow their sphere of influence, grow their reach, start to build for themselves and discover their identity, what they were made for, their calling and their destiny, and walk it out and go after it. And so for you, if you want to make more money, that's great. If you don't, that's cool too. You have to look at your relationship with money, what you're thinking about it, why you want to make it, what's your purpose, what's your goal, and ask, is this serving my calling? Is this serving my destiny? Is this serving what I was made for? And then start to expand mentally your reach and your territory of your dreams, your vision, your goals, your influence of what you want to do, of why you were born. And then as you make more money, as you grow a business, as you become an entrepreneur and grow your reach and grow your territory, you're able to then mobilize and do more to go after what you were made for in your destiny than you would without. And so that is the reason why you should want to make more money and why you need to make more money. And why I believe that currently in this value system of 2019 and our economy that we have, there was a different value system 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, And there will be different value systems of trade, exchange, monetary exchange, quote unquote, in the future. But right now, in 2019, if you're listening to this, to be the most effective that you can be and to grow your life, to grow and reach your goals and expand your territory and accomplish everything that you know that you were called to do, making more money is a tool to do that. And it's something that if you're not making more money, that you need to learn how to do. If you don't know how to, find a mentor, find somebody to help you answer your questions, somebody who's been there, somebody who's done that. That's what I'm also establishing for you guys with this podcast, with my social media, with my resources that are coming up that I'm creating, is to create resources for you guys to be able to bounce questions off me, to get answers, to help you discover how to go after and accomplish everything that you were made for. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. On my blog, I have this. Go on my social media. Leave something, post a message on my Facebook page, on my Instagram, and just ask. Just ask a question. One of the biggest things that people don't do enough is ask the questions that they need to ask to accomplish the things that they want to do. And so for you, if you don't know how to make more money and you want to, and you know that you need to, you know that for you to go to that next level, that you need to make more money, it usually ties into changing the way that you're thinking about money, shifting your thought process, learning new skills that you didn't previously possess, and then leveraging your time to offer more of a service to the world, to the marketplace, more value to the marketplace than you currently are. And then you have to ask for more money in return while offering still at market value what people are willing to pay for that. And if you can leverage that, for example, let's say that you are writing a newspaper and it is $10 a month for people to receive your newspaper. Every person that buys that newspaper is getting $10 of value from it. If you have 100 subscribers, that's 10. Is that 10,000? 100? No, that's $1,000 in value. If you have 100,000 subscribers at $10, that's $1 million in value. It's still only $10, but that's 10 multiplied by the leveraged value of the impact that you have. That's why these app companies that create apps like Instagram, Facebook, Uber, they have tremendous value because the amount of lives that they're affecting with their product, the convenience that they're providing, the influence, being able to mobilize a message is multiplied by the users that are using their product. And so they might only be making $5, $10 per user multiplied by millions of users. That's the value. And that's where then they're able to leverage that and invest that into growing more territory and impacting more of their world around them. And here's the thing. Here's the other reason why I think you need to want to make more money. If you're listening to this right now, I believe, and I would hope that you're someone of integrity, somebody that wants to do good in the world, somebody that wants to impact the world in a positive way, not a negative way, to not harm anybody. There needs to be more people like you that make money, that want to affect the world in a positive way. Could you imagine if there were more people with more money that had the morals and the beliefs for good and love in the world than there are now? How much better the world could be if there were more people like you in the world. For me, I believe that the reason that I am supposed to grow my reach, to grow my impact, is because I know that the choices that I make when I get to that level will be through that filter of my morals, my beliefs, my love for people, for humanity, my love for God, to influence the world around me in a positive way that will affect lasting change here on earth. And so in that, for me, it's purely just about going after my destiny, accomplishing what I was made for. For you, it might be something else. For you, it might just be to have more time with your family, to raise your kids to change the world, to create a legacy, a family legacy that, mom or dad didn't have to work 90 hours. They were able to figure something out to work half as much and have more time with us. And if that's your goal, that's your first step. Goals stair step. And when you grow your life and you grow from one place to another, and you go from where you are now to where you want to be, you can accomplish anything. And the possibilities are limitless. And there is nothing that is out of reach of what is possible for you in that. Money is just a tool. By itself, it's useless. It does nothing. It just sits there and is a paperweight if there's a stack of it. But what the value is the person who's holding it, the value that they put behind it, and exchange in the marketplace. And when you have more money and you want to and make more money, you're able to accomplish more, to accomplish your dreams, to accomplish your vision, to accomplish your goal, and to do what you were made for, to go after your calling and fulfill your destiny. And so that's why I believe that everybody who's listening to this, you need to make more money. You need to increase your income. You need to increase your reach. You need to increase your territory. You need to increase your efficacy, your effectiveness in the world around you. And if you do that, you'll start to see the impact on the lives of those around you, on your life. You'll start to feel more fulfilled. Do this one step at a time. You can't accomplish a big goal, say of becoming a millionaire or a billionaire just overnight. It's about stair stepping. And I really believe that success is about going from one level to another, to another, to another. And we keep our eye on that next level that we're going to. And if we do that, we can grow our life. We can expand our reach, expand our influence, and change the world around us on a deeper way, on a much bigger scale that we know that we were born for, that we know that we were supposed to do. Imagine if you were the one person that could change the world. What if you're that person? You didn't even know it right now. You'll start to discover that as you have more reach, more ability, more influence. You'll start to realize, wow, I was not able to ever think that this was possible for me until I got here. And now I can see I can affect lasting change on the lives of those around me, my family, my children, my customers. And I'll leave you with this. One of the biggest quotes that I love that Steve Jobs said is that those that are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones that will. And I believe that all of us have the ability inside of us. We all have the same 24 hours. It's about the choices we make. What we choose to do with those hours that are given to us. The choices that we make. Decide, and the decisions that we make. And the actions we take. The decisions that we make, the actions we take influence our reach, our influence, our territory, how much money we can make. And when we choose to move forward towards our destiny, towards our goals, not just for ourselves, but for something bigger than us. When we go out there and we make a choice to not live small, to not live in the confines of what we've always known, and we choose to grow our life, the possibilities are endless for what we can accomplish and the impact that we can have on the world around us. So I believe if you're listening to this and you've gotten to this point in this podcast, you're somebody that wants to impact the world around them, that you have a goal, you have a desire, you know that inside of you, that there's a destiny, a calling that was put and planted inside of you to do and accomplish from the day you were born. And if you're listening to this right now, I believe in you, that you can accomplish that you can go out there, that you can do that. And if nobody else has said that before, I want to tell you that I believe in you, because I know for me, I've seen that happen in my life. I've seen it happen in lives of friends of mine that have gone from just complete crazy situations, then there was no hope for their life, all the way up to flourishing, expanding their reach, and changing the world. And so I believe in you, and I know that what's inside of you to accomplish, the calling that you have on your life, what you were made for is important, and you're important, and you're called to greatness, and you can accomplish that. But it has to do with the choices you make, the decisions that you make in your life, and then the actions that you take. And when you have more money, when you make more money, you can put more money behind the actions to then leverage those actions to have a greater reach, a greater influence, a greater impact. And you can grow your life as a direct result, and you'll start to see exactly why you were born, what you were made for, materialize in front of you. And that's when you will start to manifest the destiny that you have, that you were born for in your life. And what you are called to do will become very clear for you. And then you'll put action steps behind it. You'll write it down. You'll start to take action and make choices and decisions that move you towards your goals and not away from them. And when you do this, you will not recognize your life from where you are now to then. And when you make those choices, it could be in this moment right now that you're making a choice. That's where I came from, and this is where I'm going. This is where I'm headed. This is what I know that I'm called to do. I know that's been inside of me since I was younger. I've had wise people tell me this. I feel it inside of me. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to go out and do. And sometimes it might be a hard choice that you have to make. Hard choices, when you make a decision to take action on a hard choice that you know will move you further towards your destiny, will always be worth it in the end. And you'll be able to do and accomplish anything that you set your mind to. Nothing is impossible. So this is really just to encourage you in that. There's so many different reasons why people want to make money, why they want to expand their reach, why they want to... all of our goals and destiny and visions and what we're made for are different for all of us. They're not the same. But I believe that, if you're listening to this, that making more money would have an impact on you to be able to do those things as it has been for many people that have come before you. And if you have that desire inside of you to do that, that is what you're supposed to do. That is what you're supposed to put your mind to. Making more money is a piece of that destiny that you're supposed to go after, not for yourself, but for something bigger than you. And when you keep your eyes on a goal that's bigger and greater and higher than you, you can grow your life, expand your territory, expand your reach in ways that you never thought were possible. So anyways, thanks for listening to this podcast. If this has affected you and helped you in any way, share this with somebody. I also do on my Instagram, in the first 10 minutes of when I post a post, I post every single day. In the first 10 minutes of when I post a post, if you leave #GrowYourLife in the comments, I'm doing a giveaway each week where I find one person that left that hashtag. I'll do a giveaway with some cool stuff. Sometimes it'll be bigger, sometimes it might be smaller. One of the first giveaways I want to do, and I actually want somebody to take me up on this. By the way, people don't even know about this giveaway unless they listen to the entire podcast. So this is kind of like, if you wanted to know the secret behind that, it's a little metric to know kind of who is most engaged with me. And if you leave that hashtag, as of recording this, I haven't had anybody leave that. Grow Your Life. I'll do a giveaway. #GrowYourLife on my Instagram within 10 minutes of me posting. And we'll do a giveaway each week for those posts that came through the week and the people that have posted that. So I believe in you. I know that you can accomplish the goals and dreams that you have. And subscribe to this podcast. Follow me on social media: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn. I started doing stuff on LinkedIn this week as well. And we can grow your life together through this. I know you can, because I've seen it happen in other people just like you. Nothing is impossible. Go after it.